When you're playing a fighting game, you might not realize it, but you and your character are constantly teetering on the edge of imbalance. Tiny, seemingly inconsequential changes can completely throw a move out of whack, and a brilliant example of this is Jin's raw launch. If you've watched any amount of Street Fighter Cross Tekken, you will have seen a launch hit. Typically they're done off a boost chain, which is this game's Gatling system. It allows you to cancel normals into other normals of a higher strength, culminating in a potential launch, bringing in the second character and giving you a nice chunk of damage. You can however do this launch raw without the boost chain by pressing hard punch plus hard kick, and there are a couple of reasons you might want to do this. For one, damage. Cross Tekken is a game defined by its scaling. Even adding on a single extra weak hit can completely devastate your damage potential. So going straight into a launch from a jump in or a heavy is a mandatory tactic if you're trying to avoid these pesky timeouts. The other, perhaps more obscure reason it's useful is its invulnerability to lows from frame 1 to 14. Think of it as a reverse 6p. It's a universal mechanic that essentially stops Ryu going for his beloved crouch medium kick, and more importantly, it also beats crouch tech. I've explained it before, but this is simply just an option select where you can break a throw if the opponent goes for one and put out a crouching button if they don't. This might not sound important, but it probably is this game's best defensive mechanic. To put it simply, launch is a universal move that results in some hard reads where you can score yourself some of the game's best meterless damage. But it is not without flaws though. Obviously, it's very negative on block, giving you a frankly stupid punish. It is so negative in fact, that even if you cancel it, the opponent can punish you with a quick normal, netting them a happy birthday. With all this in mind, I'd say that theoretically this mechanic should be kinda weak, mainly due to its risk reward. It certainly functions as an answer to some situations, but for the majority of the cast, it's better to whiff punish lows and frame trap crouch techs in a more traditional way. The thing is, not all raw launchers are born the same. The range varies slightly, but everything else matches. Same recovery, same startup, but unlike everyone else's, Jin's hits twice. What this means is you can tag cancel the first hit, and the second will not only keep your other characters safe, but it will give you enough plus frames to set up another layer of mix. This could have been a character specific, unique take on this universal mechanic that's pretty reasonable if the damage scaled correctly. But when it hits, only one of the two kicks connect, making it as devastating as anyone else's launch. It's just simply better on block. For this reason alone, I believe the strength of this move is more of an oversight than anything. The two hits are simply to make the animation logical and in keeping with his hop kick from Tekken. But this one single extra hit on block makes the move amazing. He doesn't even need to use it raw to get this benefit. He can actually make a blocked boost chain safe as well, unlike basically everyone else. Not that Jin actually needs to use boost chains, because he can convert all of his good buttons into his mid-launching safe electric, which is also his best meterless combo tool. Hell, why even use the launch? He has a move that's fully strike invulnerable for 10 frames and is pretty safe at -3, and it doesn't even cost him meter. This is called mental awareness, and it is a godlike stance. Out of it, he has attacks that can be, as I said, safe at -3, or attacks that can set up mean tag cancel Oki, with its only real vulnerability being against throws, which in Cross Tekken have no range. It covers a lot of the situations that this launch is useful in, and that's the problem. Give this launch to any mid or low tier character and it becomes a defining tool in their arsenal, but for Jin, it's forgettable. Certainly it alters his risk reward in a way that is practical, but it's just not enough to warrant him having it. What this launcher represents to me is the actual reason I like it when characters get nerfed, even if they're my own. Sometimes a tool that's interesting is undermined by the rest of their kit. Why go for launch when you have better options? Another example of what I mean here is found in Guilty Gear Strive with Soul's Fast Lash. Was it broken? No. But did it reduce the need for him to vary his buttons? Absolutely. Like it or not, he's far more exciting as a character because of the nerf. Maybe slightly weaker, but our value system for changes can't entirely be due to their placement in a tier list. We want characters to be interesting and conceptually complex. It's funny, we define balance as the strengths and weaknesses characters have over one another, but the other side of this coin is the balance of one's own options. Jin is a strong character, no doubt about it. He's got damage, good neutral, mix, safety, everything you could possibly need. He's a good top tier too, one that's actually fun to play against. He's a very fundamentally driven character, not someone rife with gimmicks. But the touch of over-tuning on some tools stops what makes him unique from shining through, and I think that's a real shame.